Okay, and welcome to our Sunday afternoon 3R yoga for recovery, resilience, and revelation, or realization, however. Today's practice is a dynamic practice. It's called Spinal Reset. We're going to move the spine, and then we're going to build energy from the hips through the core into the heart, and then up into the brain and skull. And so, in particular today, as we do this very powerful practice, please remember to take care of yourself. Please remember to modify, adjust, and/or take any posture at any time you need. You can come out of anything if we're in something that just seems to be a bit over, just remember to take care of yourself. The first and only requirement for you is that you be present and that you breathe. And so anything else is just bonus. And so while I'll be offering some dynamic movements from up here, remember that it is your practice and you're mainly just supporting yourself. Support precedes action. So with that in mind, I also encourage you to look at your tendencies to bow out of challenge and to see where it is that you need to be with respect to moving through challenges in order to find the benefits that come from that. So with that in mind, be aware, be prepared to move, be prepared to sweat, be prepared to be challenged. And if it doesn't work out that way, then all is good. So, all right, let's come into this place, come into this space, bring ourselves into ourselves. Find yourself here in this place and bring your hands to prayer at the chest. Thumbs resting lightly on the breastbone if you like. And in doing this, we think of centering in. So gathering and bringing everything into the heart space, lengthen through the spine so that the crown is above the base of the spine. The spine is long, the energy body perhaps is engaged. Maybe the chest expands and the heart opens, and anchor your attention in the heart space. And coming into this place, coming into this space, coming into the body, bringing our awareness to the heart space. Please allow to arise in that heart space any one thing that speaks to you of gratitude. Maybe it's a person that made it possible for you to be here. Maybe it's just the possibility of gratitude, but anything that speaks of gratitude, bring it to that heart space, bring it to your awareness in the heart space and center it there. And today, as we go through this dynamic and powerful practice, I encourage you to keep your focus at the heart space and at this sense of gratitude. See if you can anchor your attention and your intention on being grateful as we move through the practice. And with our gratitude centered and our readiness in mind, let us take a full inhale. And as you exhale, let your hands drop to your knees or to your thighs if you're seated on a chair. And then begin to move the spine. So we're going to begin to rotate the spine in the hip girdle. So moving in a clockwise direction. And don't worry about clockwise versus clockwise. Just start to move in one direction. We'll go the other way in a minute. And just begin to bring yourself into these small or large circles where you're just moving your spine around against the fixed base of your hips. Inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you go back. Sometimes called stomach churn, or as one of my teachers used to call this butter asana, as if you're churning butter and the spine is this thick and we're just rotating as wide or as narrow as is appropriate for you. And then stop and move in the other direction. Reversing the circles, noticing the difference one side or the other, looking for areas of tightness. You're just beginning to move here. We're beginning to move the spine and feel where we might have some constriction, some resistance. Feel into that and then breathe. Breathing through that, finding ourselves some movement. And as I mentioned, we're going to move the spine in all directions with a little bit of effort here. One more in this direction. And then come back to center. Take a full inhale. And a complete exhale. Let everything settle. Now, these transitions between movements are very key. So the transition is as important, if not more so, than the actual movement. Letting everything settle, coming back into the stasis, this place of stasis, of settlement, letting the experience of what you just moved through settle into your awareness. And then bringing the hands to the knees if you're seated in a chair, or to the shins if you're seated on your cushion like I am. You're going to begin to tilt the pelvic bowl forward and the lower spine forward and lift through the chest. So we're sort of arching the spine. If you can see this, I'll turn sideways so you can see it a little better. Keep moving. On the inhale, we arch the spine and lift the chest and crown. On the exhale, around. And we begin to move with the breath. Full deep inhales, your rhythm, your pace, your breath. So maybe a little faster or maybe a little slower, depending on how you're breathing. You're going to find yourself in this movement of inhaling and arching, exhaling, rounding. Strong, powerful breath here. Healing yourself, aligning breath and movement. And then take your hands out onto the knees and continue this movement. And perhaps you feel as you do this as you adjust the arms outward, you feel that the movement can get further up into the middle spine and maybe even the upper spine. A bigger range of motion, perhaps. For those that come to my class regularly, you'll recognize this as our cow-cat posture, but we're doing it seated instead of in tabletop. We're just moving the spine, feeling into this awakening, breathing, and remembering, work through your own practice, take care of yourself, adjust as you need to, modify as you need to, come out as you need to. Support yourself in this practice today, dynamic practice. Maybe you begin to feel already the energy beginning to move. One more inhale. Tuck the chin and lift gently at the base of the spine. Lift gently at the pelvic bowl. Lift gently at the heart. And then exhale, release, and just sit quietly. Allow the integration to occur. Settling in, noticing what's shifted, feeling into your own experience, just being present with yourself, allowing yourself to be. Effort and then ease, activation and then integration. We energize and then we rest. Take a full inhale, a complete exhale. Now we're going to begin to twist. So staying long through the spine, you have option here. You can keep the hands down and just let the hands move. Or if you're like me, I like to lock this in. So I take the arms out, palms up, and then fold the elbows and bring the forefingers in front of the shoulder and hook the thumb behind. Opening through the elbows to keep the chest lifted. And then we're going to just simply inhale to the left, twisting the torso to the left, and exhale to the right. And just move at your pace. Again, your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Strong, powerful movement. Strong, deep breath. And maybe your breath is a little faster or a little slower than mine, and that's fine. You're working in your body with your practice. I like to think of leading with my elbows and keeping the torso long, just twisting back and forth. The head just moves with the spine. So feeling into this body is essentially very still from the waist down. The spine is rotating. So we did churning, revolving, and then we did flexing and arching, and now we're doing twisting. Opening up the back. Inhale back to center. Again, tuck the chin. Lift lightly from the base, from the pelvic bone, from the heart. And then release. The arms go down, palms up. Take a full inhale. Allow the integration. Be very present with yourself. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Now we're going to come into our semi-squats, known as frogs. So you have options here. If you have a chair, you might want to place a chair in front of you or use the wall, press up against the wall. So we're going to do squats. And so with our heels together. So maybe if we have any tightness or stiffness in our knees and we're not able to do a full squat, we're just going to do these little whatever's available to us in our range of motion, finding what's right for you. I'll demonstrate the full posture. So we're going to come heels together, toes pointed out, and the hands will come down in front of the shoulders a little bit, so that about 40% of our weight is in our hands. We're supporting ourselves here. Support precedes action. Okay? And then on the inhale, what will happen is we'll straighten the legs and drop the head, forehead toward the shins. And on the exhale, we'll come into the squat. The chin will lift, the crown will lift, and we'll exhale. So it's an inhale and an exhale. And so, again, you're going to do this in the place that's right for you. So if you don't have that full range of motion, you're going to work with what you have, doing what's right for you. And we'll do these together. So find yourself here. Exhale. And begin. Inhale. Exhale. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. We're going to do 27. So if you're moving at a different rate than me, just can keep your own count, be in your own practice. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Be focused here in your breath. Full deep inhale and exhale. If you're with me, one more. Inhale up, parallel the feet. Maybe grasp your big toes in a yogi toe lock. Fold forward on the exhale, release. Staying folded, full inhalation. And a complete exhale. Breathe deep into the lower back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, come back to seated. Find yourself in your seated posture. Recenter yourself here. Crown above the base of the spine. Spine is long. Body is still. Feel into your breath. Check back in your heart space with your sense of gratitude. We're going to continue to move energy. This time, we're going to do shoulder shrugs. So as you inhale, the shoulders will come toward the ears. Try not to scrunch the neck. Just lift the shoulders. And on the exhale, release. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Inhaling, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. Body's very still. Focus on the breath in the nostrils. And we're just moving the shoulders up and down along the spines. It feels as if the shoulder girdle, the shoulder blades are sort of sliding up and down the spine. Now, obviously, we know the relationship doesn't change, but feel into this energetically. Inhale the shoulders up, tuck the chin slightly, lift gently at the base of the spine, at the pelvic bowl, at the heart. Feel as if you're lifting the energy and then release. Let everything settle. Again, integrate, feel into the shifts for you. One more here in this seated posture. We're going to begin to move the neck a little bit. So if you have any tightness or stiffness or challenge in your neck, then just simply turn your head side to side like you're making a very gentle no motion. Now, if you're comfortable doing so, we're going to just begin to make circles with the neck very gently in one direction. Doesn't matter. We're going to go the other way in a minute. Just breathe into this. Gentle neck rolls. You may hear your neck talking to you. Be gentle to it. Excuse me. One more in this direction. Come to a stop and then switch direction. Now, if you're just shaking left to right, no, you just continue. Gentle neck rolls in the other direction. Again, notice, just like in stomach grind, notice the difference one side to the other. Maybe there's a little bit of difference, and that's fine. We recognize that that's the thing. One more in this direction. Inhale to center. Exhale. Just turn the palms up and relax and release. Let this center and settle be in yourself. Now notice what's shifted for you. This little bit of movement of the spine, this little bit of practice. We're going to do a breath practice now to balance us and center us before we move into the dynamic portion on the mat. And that breath practice is alternate nostril breath. And as you know from coming regularly in Veterans Yoga Project, we do this with mental awareness. We just simply bring our awareness to one nostril or the other. And if you want to get the full physical sensation, you can use the mudra. So the right hand, palm facing, drop the middle finger and the pointer finger towards the heel of the thumb. And then you'll use the right thumb to block the right nostril when it's appropriate, and the right ring finger to block the left nostril when it's appropriate. Alternate nostril breathing is just that. We'll inhale through the left, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, exhale through the left. We're just going to be here for a little bit. So either through mental awareness or using your hand for the full physical sensation, bring your thumb to the right nostril, block the right nostril, inhale through the left. When full, switch. Switching on the exhale, block the left nostril, exhale right. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. When empty, inhale right. And switching on the exhale, switch, block the right, exhale left. Continuing that rhythm, that pace, that practice. Inhaling left. Switching on the exhale, exhaling right. Inhaling on the right. Switching on the exhale, exhaling left. Continue your rhythm, your pace, your practice. Body is very still. Awareness on the breath in the nostrils. And your focus is on the brow point of the crown if your eyes are closed, or if you've just narrowed your gaze, just focusing on something moving, not just beyond the tip of your nose. Continue the practice and the rhythm, falling into the rhythm of your own breath. Switching on your exhales, alternate nostril breath, evening out the breath. No stress, no strain, no exertion here, just full inhales and complete exhales. Nadi Sadhana, alternate nostril breath, is a balancing breath. We're balancing the energies between the two secondary channels, between the two hemispheres of the brain, and seeking to open the connector between the hemispheres, to bridge the hemispheres of the brain to provide that balance. Last round here for me. So when you next exhale on your left side, you'll just sit quietly. Releasing your hand down. Turn the palms up. Just be still. Let everything settle. Feel into the resilience and the regulation that occurs when you are conscious of your breath and active in it. Notice your own experience here as we prepare for the next, allowing what has happened to pass, being present with what we are and where we are right now. Take a full inhale, a complete exhale, and then come to your mat in tabletop, and we'll just do a couple cat-cows here just to reaffirm the movement, reopening the spine a little bit. So inhale, the belly drops, heart and crown lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lower and arch, maybe a little bit of arch, maybe you have more range of motion than me. Your lower back, your spine begins to arch. On the exhale, you round. Couple more here, just kind of beginning to feel the movement before we add. And then come to neutral, lengthen through the crown, push back through the hips, and then we're going to push the right leg back and lift. Now, if you have lower back, just lift this where it's appropriate for you. Lengthen through the crown and through the toes. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the knee toward the nose underneath the body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Strong, powerful breath here. You can open that hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower the knee. Inhale, left leg lifts, press long through the toes, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, bring the knee toward the nose, round. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Move at your pace, your rhythm, your breath. Pressing back and up with the foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring the knee down. Full inhale here. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips, press back, downward dog. Let the heels drop toward the mat. Press long out of the fingertips and the heel of the palm. Lengthen through the forearms. Rotate the biceps inward, let the head drop. Heels move toward the mat. Lift the toes if you like. Find your length here. Bend one knee, perhaps. Press back through the opposite heel. Switch. Lift both heels. Let your head drop and then let both heels drop. Find your downward dog. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the right foot forward. Drop the left knee down. Inhale, rise up. Lengthen through the fingertips. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, bring your elbows down, level with the shoulders. Open the chest. Shine the heart. Shoulder blades move toward each other. Press down into the left knee and the right heel. Breathe. Inhale, arms up, lengthen. Exhale, hands down, frame the foot, step back. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin, come all the way to the mat. Press into the tops of the feet, knees engage. Lift the chest, lift the crown, cobra. Exhale, lower down, curl the toes, press back, downward facing dog. A full inhale, a complete exhale. Inhale, exhale, look up between the hands, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, rise up, lengthen. Exhale, sinking. Inhale, long. Exhale, release the elbows, shoulder height, bring the shoulder blades together, open the heart, shine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up, lengthen. Exhale, hands down, frame the foot, step back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down all the way, come to cobra or halfway, and then come to upward dog. Exhale, press back, downward dog. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring yourself up and through. Come to seated. And then roll down onto your back. We're going to move into energizing in the hip area here with our bicycle movement of the legs. So option here to bring the palms underneath the hips so that the SI joint, the top of the buttocks, is resting on the back of the palm. This will provide additional support for your lower back. So you can be here, or you just have your hands out alongside the hips, palms down, forearms pressing down. Either way, bring your sides of your body down so that the lower back is moving toward the mat. We want to try to minimize that arch. And then you're going to bring the knees in, and then we're going to pedal the feet. So this is our pedaling motion here. So the legs go out, and we bicycle, pumping the feet. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Find the place that's appropriate for you, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. But the lower back is maintaining its relationship. So we're trying to stay long through the crown, press down through the side body, breathe deep. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Movement and breath align. Modify as you need to. Take breaks if you need to. Be in your practice. Where's your sense of gratitude? Where's your sense of connection to your heart space and presence? Notice what happens when you feel challenged. Where do you go? Just be in your breath. Moving through this. Inhaling and exhaling. Just bicycling the legs. A simple movement, aligning breath with movement. Being in it. About 45 more seconds. We're here. We're just bicycling the legs. Building energy in the hips. Feel that energy in the hip. Be in your breath. Dynamic posture, bringing ourselves present with the power of the practice. Inhale, both legs long. Just retain for a moment. Find your length, find your presence, find yourself here. And then slowly lower the legs down, let the toes fall open. Turn the palms up and let this integrate. Rest. Take a deep inhale into the hips, into the abdomen. A full exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. These points of integration are equally as important as the points of generation. So we generate the energy. Feel the energy in your hip girdle that you just raised and centered there. Be in that. Our next movement is going to be to bring the energy into the core, into the navel center. So in order to do that, we're going to bring the knees in and then take your hands behind your head, interlock the fingers, open the elbows wide, and then bring the nose toward the knees. This is your exhale posture right here. Arms wide, forehead toward the knees, knees in. On the inhale, you'll let the head drop and lengthen through the legs. Exhale, knees in, head up. Inhale, crown long, feet long. Now find the position of your legs that's appropriate for you. Maybe a little higher. you need a little more stability in the back and you feel a little more stable here, maybe a little lower. If you'd like to bring a little bit more balance challenge in, you get lower yet. On the exhale, make sure you make a complete exhale, maybe squeezing a little bit on the diaphragm at the end of the exhale and holding the posture for a sec, and then inhale. So be in this, work this. Inhaling, exhale. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. The lower you keep your legs hovering over the mat, the more challenge you bring into your core. Feel into this. Stay with it. Working now, feel that heat. Feel yourself engaged, present. Be here on your mat, in your breath, in your sense of gratitude, in your practice. Few more here, almost there. And then inhale long, head down. Just hold, retain this breath, keep your legs long, find yourself here, center in. And then slowly lower the feet. Let the toes fall open, release the hands from behind the head, palms up, and fall into your breath. Breathe into the abdomen, into the navel center. Feel the energy there. A deep inhale, a complete exhale. Allow everything to settle as you breathe into the belly. Observing what you're experiencing, the energy that's raised in the core, the sense of connection and grounding. And then the release, letting go, releasing tension, releasing commentary, just being. Integrating the work. We generate, and then we integrate. Sthira, sukha. Effort, ease. Take a full inhale. And then exhale. As you exhale, bring your knees into the chest and then slowly rock yourself up and come back to seated. However you want to be. I like to bring my bolster underneath or my cushion underneath my hips to lift my hips so that my knees can release. And we're going to begin, now that we've brought that energy into the hips and into the navel, into the navel center, we're now going to begin to move it into the heart space. So we're going to do a little breath work with movement here. So the arms will be out. And as you inhale, you'll be opening the chest and inhaling here, eyes closed. As you exhale, the hands will come toward each other till just before they touch. They don't actually touch. Blink the eyes open. Inhale, open, exhale, just about touching. Inhale, exhale. So move at your pace, your rhythm, your breath. Inhale, exhale, blink the eyes, inhale. So see your hands almost touch and then inhale, exhale. Find your rhythm, find your pace, find your breath. A full inhale and open, a complete exhale, and the hands almost touch. Find your rhythm, your pace. Be in your practice. Strong, powerful breath. Feel into the stability that you've built at the hips and at the navel center that allows you to be in this movement, moving the energy toward the heart space. Deep and powerful breath. Stay with it, almost there. Inhale, open. Retain this breath. Lift gently at the base, at the pelvic bowl, at the heart. Tuck the chin slightly. Feel everything lifted toward the heart, towards the head. And then exhale, release the hands down, palms up on your knees. Sit very still, let everything settle. Allow the integration. Be very still, take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Notice what's happening for you. Maybe you feel energy in the heart space, connection across the shoulder girdle, stable in the hips, in the belly, and now in the heart space. Breathe. Allow your breath. Reconnect with your sense of gratitude. Be at the space where your inhale begins. Be right there. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. And then come off your cushion or your blanket. Come back to your mat. And we're going to come to Dandasana, our staff pose. So pressing through the heels, the legs are long, back of the hamstring, back of the legs against the mat. Lengthen through the side body, lengthen through the crown. And then we're going to engage here. So keeping the crown long, so resist the urge. Notice the tendency of the spine to begin to round. Let's keep the spine long and then lean back. Feel the core engage. So we're in sort of a low, a very supported boat, if you will. The legs are down, but the core is engaged. And then what we're going to do here is an active breath called breath of fire, using the diaphragm on the exhale. And we're going to pump the arms as if we're pulling the stop cord on a train or a bus, or a bell pull if we're in the church where you used to ring the bells. So with the core engaged, with this slight leaning back. So here we go. Let us do this. Don't overthink it. Do the best you can. Here we go. 1. Exhaling as you pull. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Elbows come down tight alongside the body. Diaphragm pulls down and back on the exhale. Core is engaged. Balancing here. Strength and balance. Body is still. Awareness is on the breath in the nostrils. And the core focuses at the brow point or beyond the tip of the nose. Strong, steady, and sure. You got this. Inhale, both arms up. And then make fists and pull the energy in towards the heart space. Bring the hands to the chest. And then exhale, come up to neutral, release the hands. Take a full inhale. And as you exhale, slowly come rolling down onto your back. Toes fall open, palms fall up. Let everything settle. Feel the energy in your body. Feel yourself present here. Allow integration. Rest. Let go. Just be. Breathe deep into the belly. Exhale completely. Release all tension. Release all tightness. And just breathe. Almost there. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Bring the knees in and roll. And then come up. We're going to move into a cow posture, a back bend. So come on your knees, standing on your knees, knees underneath the hips. Lengthen out of the waist, lengthen out of the chest. And then take your hands, make fists, and place them in the small of your back. Or take the heel of your palm and place it at the SI joint. Let your fingers go down as if they're going into invisible pockets down your buttocks. And this is just simply a guide to remind you to keep your hips over your knees. So the tendency in this posture is for the hips to sway back. And we don't want that. We want to lift out of the waist, keep the hips moving forward, not ahead of the knees, just above them. So we're just guiding, lift out of the waist, lift out of the heart. And then we're adding, so the little back bend here. Now you have options here. You can fold the toes under to lift your heels a little higher. Maybe you take one hand back to the heel, or both, if that's available to you. Keeping the hips over the knees. So notice the tendency of the hips to fall back. Keep the hips pressed forward, lengthen out of the waist. Or you could keep the toes down, a little bit more room, maybe one arm at a time. Just find your camel. I invite you to keep your chin in alignment with your sternum so as not to scrunch in the back of the neck. Stay long out of the heart. Breathe to the belly button. And if you've done one arm, maybe switch and do the other side, staying long. Notice the lift out of the waist, out of the heart space, up through the crown. Long, deep breath. Maybe you let your head back for the last couple breaths. Breathing to the belly. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, let the hips come back onto the heels. And then if you like, release the hands and press back. So now you're rounding. Let the chin drop. Let the lower back round. Release that. You're countering the pose. And then, come forward and come back to seated for our final posture today. Our final dynamic posture. Finishing up here in seated. We're going to lift the energy now up above the crown. And so Stabilizing ourselves here, rooting down, lengthening, take the arms out. This will be the inhale. And the exhale will just bring the hands above the head. Inhaling and exhaling. Your rhythm, your pace. Stay with this, stay long through the round. Body is still. Awareness is on the breath in the nostrils. Focus is at the brow point, or if your eyes are hooded, beyond the tip of the nose. Just be still here, breathing. Notice the tendency when we get tired to distract ourselves. So maybe counter that tendency by recognizing this is the last movement. And so just be in. Be in your breath. Reconnect with your sense of gratitude in your heart space. Be focused and present as you breathe. Your rhythm, your pace, your practice. Maybe adding a little bit of diaphragm on the exhale if you like, sort of pumping that navel, pumping the energy up towards the crown, into the skull. Stay with it, almost there, almost done. Good work today. Powerful practice today. Spinal reset. Inhale the arms out. Lift gently at the base, at the pelvic bowl, at the heart. Tuck the chin. Feel the energy rising toward the skull. Exhale, release the hands down. Palms up. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Breathing here. Now you have your option for the guided rest portion of the class. You can stay seated like I am, or you can come down onto your back on your mat. But find yourself in your final posture, preparation for guided rest, and bring any additional support that you need or want into this with you. So maybe you want to cover your eyes with an eye cloth, cover your body with a shawl or a blanket. Maybe if you're lying down, you want to put a bolster on your knees, whatever you need. This is your opportunity to find that place of complete rest. Support yourself as best you want, as best you desire in your final, and let go. Be done. You're done. Release everything, let it settle. Feel how the energy has been engaged all through the body, through the spine, through the hips, through the navel center, through the heart, and into the crown, into the brow point in the crown. Observe your own experience and let yourself be. Be here. Release any shaping of the breath. Just let go completely. You're done. Be done. And we'll do a track of the body, starting at the crown of the head. So bring your awareness to the crown that's outside your skull. And maybe even to the area of your immediate environment. So feel into the environment that you are in, outside of your body boundary, whatever that means to you. Just be aware of what's happening there. Sight, sound, smells. And then just release. Bring your awareness to your Third eye, your crown, your brow, the place between your ears, behind your brow, center of your skull. And just relax. Bring your awareness to your eyeballs, your optic nerves, your muscles behind the eyes, the nasal passages, and the muscles and nerves behind the nose. And just release. Bring your awareness to the back of your head, that soft spot at the back of the skull, and relax. Bring your awareness to your jaw, your tongue, and the muscles at the back of the throat, and release. Bring your awareness to your neck and to your shoulders, and relax. Bring your awareness to your biceps and triceps, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, back of your hands, your fingers, and your palms, and just release. Bring your awareness to your chest and your upper back, and relax. Bring your awareness to your middle back and to your ribs, and release. Bring your awareness to your abdomen and to your lower back, and relax. Bring your awareness to your hips, to your buttocks, to your sacral area, and release. Bring your awareness to your hamstrings, your quads, your knees, your shins, your calves, and your ankles, and relax. Bring your awareness to the top of your feet, to your toes, to the soles of your feet, and to your heels, and just relax. And now bring your awareness to your entire body and the environment that you're in. And allow, once again, your awareness to center in your heart space. And in your heart space, allow to arise anything that speaks of gratitude to you. And as you rest here in gratitude, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And I invite and encourage you to stay here in rest, in gratitude and rest for as long as you can. And when you do rise, take the echoes of your practice and your gratitude with you as you go through the rest of your day, lifting yourself and everyone you come in contact with. Have an amazing day.